All right, here are the solubility rules pre-lab, or here is the pre-lab. Okay, we're beginning question. What patterns will be observed in the solubility of certain cations and anions? Now, background information. We've already talked about dissociation. When a salt dissolves, such as sodium phosphate, the S means it was a solid, we've added it to water, it's going to dissociate into sodium ions and phosphate ions. And you can see those over here. So we can see that the sodium ions and the phosphate ions have dissociated. They're swimming around in the water. All right. Same thing goes with silver nitrate. It will dissociate as silver and nitrate. Here are the silver ones, and here are the nitrates. Okay. Now, if we mix those, when we mix those, we're going, oh, that's kind of dark. When we mix those, we're going to get silver phosphate. Silver phosphate will combine, and it is more attracted, the silver is more attracted to the phosphate than the water molecules. So it will stay as a solid, or it will combine, form a solid, and precipitate out. So we will have a precipitate. And a precipitate means a solid, something that falls out of the solution. It's a cause of a chemical reaction, and it is going to look cloudy. You're going to have a drop of liquid that's going to look cloudy, and that means you have a precipitate. Here on the right-hand side, it shows us silver phosphate. Now, that doesn't tell us what happened to those sodium nitrate ions. Well, they stayed in solution separated. So they are still swimming around in solution. They are what we call spectator ions. All right, so now we're ready to start our procedure. The first step, you're going to have a laminated sheet that has a grid on it, and the first step is to wash it off. So here's a rag, and here's your hand holding a paper towel, not a rag, a paper towel, and you're going to wipe it off. Second step, you're going to put drops using the pipettes. Okay, in the pipette, you're going to put 3 drops so that it makes a little dome. Okay, do not touch the tip of the pipette to the little dome of water. So on your chart, your table is going to look something like this. So what you're going to do, hey, I didn't know that would draw on there. Cool. So you're going to take your pipette and you're going to put 3 drops of phosphate in all the way down. And then you'll do oxalate ions all the way down. And then you'll do potassium going across. And then you'll do silver going across. And you're going to be looking for precipitates. If you have something that forms a precipitate, you're going to write PPT. If nothing happens, you're going to leave it blank. So step 2, you'll be putting the negative anion, the anions, which are the negative ions, into your grid going down, and then you'll be putting the cations into the grid going across. You're then going to look for that cloudiness, and if you have cloudiness in there, that means you've got pieces of solid that are swimming around, and you're going to record it as precipitate, PPT. Otherwise, you leave it blank. Then wipe your laminated sheet off, and you are done.